All right, I think this is it. All right, I think I'm on. All right, welcome everybody to another Tuesday night principal video call. I guess I forget what we call them, but I hope everybody's doing well and getting back a little bit towards some normalcy, whatever you want to call it. But just want to give a couple of announcements. It's from obviously DE and Band of Brothers. We're happy to have you on, and we have up next, I guess, would be June 6th. We have our next International DE Saturday Night Live, which is with Dr. Cordero, Dr. Marilyn Shaw, Dr. John Balsamo, and myself as well. So that's June 6th, Saturday Night Live. So make sure you tune in for that. We'll do a video as well. Seem to be liking this format. People really seem to be enjoying it. I like it. I think it's better. So welcome again. We also have DE coming up in August. No official decision on Greece, but I'll be honest, I don't think it's looking good. We'll make a probably decision this week on it, see where the hotel is at, see if we maybe postpone it to next year if possible. So just stay tuned. We'll get that to you. But right now, August should be a go, August 13th. I know a lot of people have already booked their flights and gotten hotels. So go on, register, and let's get at least for sure, let's get August rolling. So I'm going to let Katrina put the video on now, and then we'll come on with Tim Zook. So go ahead, Kat. Thank you. All right. Now it's me and Tim. Hey, Zook.
Hey.
How are you, buddy?
I'm pretty good. How are you?
Good. All right, everybody. If any regulars to DE know this guy. I think the last time he spoke at DE, I got more people come up to me and just tell me how his talk affected them. I met him years ago on a plane. We were coming back from San Diego. He's sitting behind me, and we started talking about chiropractic, and then realized we knew some similar people, and something came up where it was advertising or something. And he just offered to just give me whatever he had. He's just like, yeah, whatever, man. Let me get it to you. Just one of the greatest lovers, givers, servers. Truly, kind of like Paula to me, just somebody who just exemplifies lasting purpose to me and in their entire life. Got an incredible wife, Dar, and great kids, and wonderful practice down in Niceville, Florida. So perfect town for him. I'm going to have Kat take me out. Tim, thank you so much for doing this. Know how much we love you, love Dar and your whole family, and I'll talk to you at the end.
All righty. Are we on? I still see you, Brian.
Yeah, you're still on. I'll just be.
Hey, everybody. You know, you don't know what pictures they're going to show, but it's all about family, man. You know, our son, who was one of those pictures, just came over from Germany a couple weeks ago. He just got married a year and a half ago. His wife's still in Germany. They're trying to get her green card. I wasn't going to talk about this, but you know, Dar's been having a pretty rough time this year. And he decided he wanted to come over and spend time with her. So he's here for 2 months, just loving on Dar. And, man, that's what it's all about. You know, we've been living this DE life since 1991 was our first DE. We came because someone in Pennsylvania gave me a set of tapes of Sigafus. And I listened to him, and he talked about DE, and I tell you, I was always a big, strong chiropractic advocate growing up. Got great results with asthma and health problems as a kid. I still remember it vividly. When I was 5, got my first adjustment. And but practice was incredibly stressful. I associated in Washington State for a year and a half, and then moved to Pennsylvania, opened a practice in Quakertown, Pennsylvania. And for 2 years we were there until we sold and moved here to Florida. But when I was in Pennsylvania, I was given tape by Sigafus and listened to him. He talked about DE. And on the way moving to Florida, happened to be DE weekend, July of 1991. And Dara and I drove our truck and the car, and we stopped at DE and had a great weekend. And, we always said, we can't really afford to go. And then after that DE, we decided we can't afford not to go. And after that, it was like night and day difference in terms of practice from Pennsylvania. It was not so stressful. It was still stressful, but not so stressful. And the practice just grew and grew. And so blessed to be, a DE chiropractor, living a DE life with a DE family and lots of support. It's not always easy, man. Stuff happens in life and challenges happen. But Dr. Sid, he's a genius, and he just laid it all out, how he overcame his challenges, and he laid it all out in lasting purpose. Man, this is my chiropractic Bible right here. Just read it over and over and over every morning, and he lays it out very clearly how the tools that we can use to overcome our challenges, and how he overcame his. The tools are basically belief and love, which he labels lasting purpose, loving, serving, giving, just for the sake of doing it without the thought of anything in return. And then also tuning into innate. And when you look at the dynamic essential, what that really means, I hear those words thrown around a lot, and it's okay. I mean, you talk about we have to be dynamic, so we're essential, or if we're dynamic, we are essential, or that's not really what it's talking about. It's not even talking about, that it's not talking about becoming aware, humble, and obedient to the will of God within ourselves. It's talking about the new spirit that's born in us when we become aware, humble, and obedient to the will of God in ourselves. And the new spirit is a spirit of clarity. It's a spirit of power. It's a spirit of getting thought flashes and just becoming connected. And that's what DE is all about. I mean, we have great opportunity now to be reminded of that, to get connected. I mean, last night, Tim Warner did an awesome job on Paula and Marilyn and Brian's, Martin County and Palm Beach County call, Band of Brothers. That's amazing if you guys can join into that. I switched my orientation as of this week after 20-something years from Monday to Wednesday so I can participate in that Band of Brothers video call. It's really a neat format, so I'd encourage everyone to join in. But it's not really this call. It's not that call. It's really not DE that does it. DE tells us how to do it, but we have to take that information. We have to take our time and get quiet every day. And I do it in the morning, 45 minutes, and just pray and meditate and really get real and raw with God about things that are going on in your life and visions you have, and then just doing your declarations. I call them DE declarations. It's just declaring with authority to ourselves, like what we want. And it's even more powerful if what we want is what God wants for us. And how do we become aware, humble, and obedient to the will of God within ourselves? First, we have to become aware. We don't get aware by talking. We don't get aware by listening to others. We don't get aware by reading. We get aware by being quiet. And when we're quiet and really still and can get past our thoughts, even for a brief minute, and then God's thoughts can come in, and then we can become humble. And we become humble because it's not us that's doing it. It's the message given to us by our innate with his God within. And then become obedient. And obedient is just doing whatever it says. And it's not always easy. You know, a week ago Saturday, I was out for a bike ride, went for a 40-mile ride, and 6 miles into the ride, I came up onto Highway 98 in Destin, and I was crossing 98. And I hadn't coming up to the intersection, there's construction, and I usually just go on the part that's being constructed and then go across, right? But I had the thought coming up to that intersection, I should just turn in this parking lot before, and I used to do that, but I haven't done it lately. I should just turn in there. And then I had my brain said, no, there's a big bump there. I don't want to hit that bump. You know, just stupid conversation we have with ourselves. Anyway, I went to turn out on the part that's under construction, but it's clear, and screeching tires behind me. And all of a sudden I became aware that the street was live, right? And I just pulled out in front of a truck. And I don't know how close it was. It just startled me, and then I became like embarrassed, and then I pulled over the side of the road and just, that could have been it. And then I had the thoughts like, Dar really needs me right now. I mean, she's been there for me for 30 years, in practice in DE, and she's been a great support. And my job now is to be her support. And I'm honored to do that for her. It's the biggest honor of my life to do that for her. So ever since that near accident, I've just become kind of just self-reflective and I'm sorry. But there's the outside reality, there's the outside world, there's how the world really is, and then there's our inside reality. And Dr. Sid always talked about, he always came from the ideal inside reality of his vision. He was a great leader, and he gave us such great lessons. When he was being kicked out of the school, and the school was being torn apart, he not once that I ever saw got up at DE and badmouth anybody. He didn't complain. He didn't whine. All he did is laser focus on his vision and what he was trying to teach us through DE. That's a leader, man. That's a leader. We had great leaders then. We have great leaders now. Brian mentioned how, the last talk I gave, I got a lot of feedback from that. A lot of people reached out afterwards, and it's funny because I texted Brian and Dar, and Steve, and I told him what happened with Dar, because it was at lunchtime on Monday after DE in January, and I called Dar and I said, I'm just not really comfortable with all this attention I'm getting. And she said, Tim, you're not that important. So she goes, you feel better? And I said, yeah. So that's like, she's the ultimate wise DE, not just a DE wise. She's an awesome person, and she's my best friend. And I'm so blessed, man. So blessed. So I texted Steve and Brian, and I told him what happened. And Steve comes back with something that just kind of floored me. He said, it's not about you. It's not about us. It's about lifting them up. And lifting them up, he was talking about everybody else in DE. And that's where our leadership's heart is right now. It's not about them. It's not about status. It's not about power. It's about sharing with everybody at DE, like what we've learned and maybe what we can help you with. And I'll tell you, this morning I got up and I felt just well, first of all, I got a notice from my cousin that he has stage 4 cancer, bone cancer. So I called him this morning, first thing in the morning, before I did any of my quiet time, which was a mistake. And it just drug me down, man. And that combined with Dar, and then it was just a hard time. And I was going out to cycle, and I didn't even feel like going out to cycle. And I just mustered myself together. And then I went and did my declarations and did my worship, and it kind of lifted me up, but I still wasn't right. And then I get a text from John Scott, who's pretty new at DE, and he practices in I never remember it was North Carolina or South Carolina. I think it's North Carolina, John. Sorry. But he's a great guy. Kind of looks like me. He's got bald, and he's a cyclist. So we talk about that stuff too. But he just was reaching out and just checking on us. And that text just meant the world to me in that moment, because I was having a pretty tough time this morning. And you know, we get these challenges in life, whether it's COVID or challenges like the docs are going through, or we're going through, or Jamie's going through, and they're big, right? But you also get challenges that are little, like day-to-day challenges, and just getting your mind right, and it's nice to have people that you can reach out to, and I reached out to oh my God, why am I forgetting her? In Seattle. Oh my God, I'm forgetting your name. I'm so sorry. But I reached out to a former patient who's a chiropractor. God, I'm spacing on your name. You're going to kill me. Dar, help me out. She's downstairs. She can't help me out. Tennessee, John Scott from Tennessee. Thank you. Oh God. Anyway, another friend really helped me out today, and the DE family is phenomenal. And I guess I'll finish off with if you can, just find yourself somebody at DE that you can resonate with, and that is doing more than you are, and a higher level in some way than you are. I'm spacing out on everybody's name now. It doesn't matter, but just find yourself somebody that you can mentor with, and you can reach out to, and you can bounce ideas off of, and just get honest feedback from. And it makes all the difference in the world. So sorry, I got a little nervous here at the end, but just relax, be yourself. Don't try to be anybody else. You're perfect just who you are. Just be yourself. It's so easy to practice that way and not try to put on, airs of someone else that you're not. I tell you, the last couple of weeks, I've really been focused on that. I actually got a word, I believe, directly from the Spirit, from God, from Innate, that just told me that one word, and that word was relax. And when I do that, it's so easy. So easy. Sabo. Sabo's the one that I reached out to, and he's been amazing. Amazing. Maybe I'll finish this one more thing. After Sabo's talk at the last DE, he was walking down the aisle, and they were playing the music, and I went and I gave him a hug, and he looked at me. He said, "We're going to pray for Dar," and he prayed for Dar right then. He said, "Distance doesn't matter," and she wasn't at DE. He said, "Distance doesn't matter." And when he prayed, it was just a short, simple prayer. But when he prayed for her, I felt this like joy inside that I don't remember feeling. It was just this joy, and I knew something had happened in me, and I knew that prayer was powerful. And thank you for that, Jason, if you're listening. So I decided at that point I want him to be my mentor. So I've been reaching out to him and probably annoying him at times, but he's been awesome. So anyway, that's about all I have. I love all of you. Thank you for being part of DE. Thank you for listening in to my rambling here, and God bless you all. I can't hear you if you're talking to me. I can't hear you right now, Brian.
All right. Can you?
Oh, now I can hear you. I got you.
You hear me now?
I got you.
All right. Awesome, man. I love you, brother. Thank you so much for doing that.
Yeah.
We're all with you and Dar. So appreciate you. And next week we have another. I consider almost a very similar person. Dr. Paul Bloomsack will be on next week on Tuesday. So join in again. Get on Monday for the Band of Brothers call. And Tim, thank you so much for doing this. And tomorrow is a much better day, brother.
Thank you.
Love you. Bye, everybody.
Love you too, man.
See you next
Love
week.
you.
Man. Take care, brother.